Have you ever wondered how many times a game must be played to be considered fun? We have seen over the years that games are now extended to a point where 1,000 hours of gameplay become standard. Whether it is difficult to obtain 100%, the number of side missions it may have simply because the game wants to be that way. Funnily also, we can see that this game become more extensive. They become more of a burden which we, all the people, cannot face due to something called responsibilities. Work, study, or social life can bring more reward than a simple 1,000-hour game. But what happens when you want to fill a small hole in your black heart with a game that can give you the story of your life and make you feel inside it? For that there is Undertale. What is Undertale? Undertale is a game. It's the timeless game that everyone should try, full of hilarious situations, characters full of life, and many Davis quality jokes. This game will make you laugh, a habitual feeling, along with the loss of recognition of oneself and the feeling that we are monsters who pretend to be civilized. Continuing, why don't we dive into a world full of talking skeletons, animals that wish to finish the college, and Lovecraft being of immense power which turn a child into using the soul of others like him? Yes, we are talking about the same game. But before setting all the context and start to talking about one of the most influential games of the decade, we must start with something very important. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, its graphics style. Hey, you! Yes, you! Come here! What is this garbage you're trying to sell me, huh? Oh man, but what kind of game is this? What is not in 3D? Why can I see the sweat of the characters transpiring through their skin? What is my 1,000-hour experience game? This kind of exaggerated and out-of-place comment are becoming a standard when it comes to gaming lately. People got so used to games as a service and or created by AAA companies that they lose sight of indie games. Indie games, compared to their counterpart, the AAA, are created to provide fresh experience, which are quite similar to the beginning of the video games. Let me tell you a story, my son. In the beginning, there was nothing, but suddenly Nintendo appears. Let's ignore Atari. Nintendo marked a beginning what video game creation refers to, since not only did it improve and create some of the most recognized IPs to date, but also unintentionally create competition that provides different perspectives of what a game can offer. I'm extending myself. Maybe I will talk about it in the future. But continue, most indie games have a pixel art graphic style, which not only showcase the creativity of the creators, but also really enrich the world in which we are supposed to be the protagonists. Games like Blasphemous, Hyper Light Drifter, or The Messenger are games that shine not for the 3D world or because a horse testicle shrink. They shine for the attention to detail and make each pixel frame provide a context and a unique story. And then there's Undertale, which not only shines for its simple but well-structured scenarios full of secrets and details that will bring you a smile, either through the silly and all childish jokes that makes this almost a perfect adventure.
Are you being intentionally dense?
Huh? If you are an old school player, a player who quite like the Nintendo NES and the SNES, you will realize that this game is quite similar to what Airbound presented many years ago, more specifically in 1994 for the Super Nintendo console. If we pay attention, the world, the way we move, the enemies, and its music have a very evident similarity. The same creator of Undertale commented in several interviews about how much he loved that game as a child. The world that Undertale presents has incredible landscapes full of color and shine, reflecting the comfortable life and the simplicity that the underground inhabitants lead. But not be deceived, the monsters have technology beyond human comprehension. Mutant machines and transformations never before seen by mankind can be found in the underground. Have fun!
Don't worry.
Going back a bit more to the root, Undertale has two sections, in which the player can interact. The first is the typical RPG, where exploration, item collection, communication with different characters, and gaining experience will pave the way to the end you wish to achieve. And the other section, that totally divides Undertale from other games, is its beautiful combat. Combat is one of the biggest points of division I haven't seen in a game or even in a AAA, since not only will you have to dodge shots as if you were a bullet hell, You can also shoot, jump platformer style, move in 3 directions to dodge and or climb to avoid being hit by a spider-shaped beam, and you will also be able to have a shield with which you can block projectiles random style, and all of that with a skeleton tries to die a minor. The combat. Besides being turn-based, allow you to decide what you want to be in that world. Do you want to be a genocidal maniac who kills everyone in sight? Do it. It's your story. This game has multiple ways to face problems. One of them can be forgive it as monsters that don't wish to attack you and only want to show you something or tell you to you. But for some reason, they all are manifesting consecutively dangerous attacks that can lead you to your death. Yippee! Or, in my opinion, the most beautiful and pleasant ending that can be reached is being a merciful being of light, the one who, when faced with an enemy trying to take your life, you being all-powerful and compassionate, decide to give them a hug, improve their self-image through compliments, provide them with a feedback of what they are doing with their life, and after that, allow them to continue with their day. What a wonderful world Undertale is. If only real life were like that. This is the path that everyone who wants a good ending should try to achieve. But more hardcore niche players have always tried to end every monster they come across. Although some games have managed to create an exception to the rule, such as Chrono Trigger, Shin Megami Tensei or Dragon Quest. In those games you can have conversation with the monsters and understand the reason for their attack and why they act that way. Besides begging for mercy, they could give you useful items or hints. In Undertale, a dog may come and say we won't let you pass. He's an extremely powerful guardian dog. You don't know what to do. You decide to pet his head. Upon feeling those pets, he throws away his weapon, a ways to be petted for a long time. You win. You win only by interacting with the enemy, but discovering that there are better ways to deal with our rivals compared to a certain game. Pokemon. Oh yeah, let's move it to the one's the best aspect of all. Its music. Oof, let me tell you. Undertale's soundtrack is considered one of the greatest games in the world. This beautiful and complete music repertoire can be used by anyone since its creator Toby Fox left it copyright free. What a nice guy. No matter what game it is, but there always be musical composition that can remain in our memories for a long time. But Undertale's music is so good that no matter how much time passes, you always hear a slightly melody in the background in some content creators' video and tutorials, alongside an immense amount of memes. One of the best examples of meme culture will be with the song Once Upon a Time. It is the perfect example. This soft and simple tune became one of the easiest memes to find, thanks to several content creators who place multiple interactions of people falling into a sea of suffering and despair all at once. What I'm talking about? I'm going crazy? Or is it? Number 1! Undertale! Toby Fox created the game in 3 years, and despite being an indie game, its music repertoire is quite extensive. If you only count the melody he made, there were a total of 77 songs. This is one of the only games we will be totally worried by in his album, honestly. Although yes, some are better than others, and some are panacea for your ears. Everything is better with Undertale music, everything, no matter what the scene is. Undertale music left a mark, and something inclined to see is that one of these songs reached a temporary state of reproduction, thanks to Megalovania being played or recreated on multiple devices, similar to what happened with Doom and the song Bad Apple, but can be seen played on multiple of crazy systems. People took the task of doing the same thing with the most famous song of the franchise and playing in a good tribute. Do you want to listen in a flopper track? You got it. Do you want to hear in a stylophone? Here you go, my king. The limit is your imagination and or a device capable of reproducing some type of sound. Undertale's story is right if not heavy. Every being that lives in that world has something that makes them the ultimate tool for limited children. Except you, Tammy. You are perfect. Mwah. Many of the enemies have the ability to create or project energy that reflect their way of seeing life. We can see horses create arms in their battles, robots throwing bombs and using their legs, or a dog shooting arrows from a hole in his face. What rating does this game have? Oh. Putting that aside, the monster have a soul so damn powerful that it can allow a human to gain power called love, which means level of violence. The level of violence will influence the ending and the attitude of the enemies towards you, so it's your choice. Meanwhile, the monster, by consuming a human soul, fills themselves with determination, the sense of life, beyond everything, a power that transforms monsters into gods. Gods, capable of distorting reality and bring happiness to this earthly plane, capable of not only interacting with the player but also being able to touch a small feeling in the depths of their heart. This is Undertale. I'm not going to tell you everything Undertale has to offer. Play it and tell me what you think. It's one of the gaming experiences you can miss even though it's already a bit old. Thank you very much for watching the video. Your friend and neighbor Lati Cosmico says goodbye.